114 for 5. And if you look at it, SRH, they may go into the break rather happy, because looking at the start that Atharva Taide and Prabhsimran Singh had given them 46 and 71, they were going at well over 10, 11 and over. Then Riley Russo, the only foreigner playing, by the way, for Punjab Kings, because they don't have anybody else. Jitesh finishing off well. But in the last few overs, if you see 174 for 3 in 16 to just manage 40 in 4. I think it's a comeback of sorts for Punjab. For Sunrise.
Absolutely, because again, if you're 174, I even go beyond that, they were 151 in 14 overs. At that point, you needed to be looking at 230 as a minimum.
Yes.
Especially when you consider two things. A, the pitch is flat as a pancake. B, SRH do have a lot of firepower in that batting lineup. So, for Punjab, if they have to end their thing on a high, their campaign, because again, they're that eliminated side as well, right?
Yeah.
And they're not guaranteed the wooden spoon. In fact, they will. In fact,
they will not be guaranteed.
Yeah, they're not, because they're in 9th.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, 6th position for them.
Yes.
But they could have just gone on to sign off on a high, and truth be told, I think then they needed about 230. 214 is about 15 runs short, considering SRH will be chasing with what kind of, let's say, batting lineup. But that being said, I think they made the right decision with the toss. I know a lot of people will be thinking why it is that you'd want to bat first, but it's very obvious why you'd want to bat first, because SRH in terms of chasing tend to go numb.
Except for that one game against LSG though.
Yeah, but then that they were chasing a very small target. They can't, and also, I'm sorry, but LSG were hopeless on the day. They were hopeless all
totally
around.
hopeless, yeah. And that's what they had to do. But then, looking at the dark clouds over Uppal, man, if it's a 5-over thing, then they will have to have a good start for SRH. Because see, the equation is simple. If SRH win and RR's game is washed out, or if RR lose, then
SRH are
top 2. Then that means you'll have KKR versus SRH
as the qualifier one,
and it will be RR versus RCB eliminator. That's the way. Today's game is just to determine who will play Kolkata and RCB in qualifier and eliminator.
Correct, because we know RCB are guaranteed 4th and we know KKR are guaranteed top spot. That's how it is so far.
Today also SRH is bowling. I mean, if you look at Pat Cummins, it's how he's managed to take the most obvious of weaknesses. The bowling unit has been a weakness. Let's make it very, very clear. I mean, look at it. Nitish Reddy going at 54. 3 overs, none for 54. 18 and over. Shahbaz Ahmed, okay, Vijaykanth Vyas Khan got a wicket finally. But look at it. 9, 8.2, 9.2.
That's actually pretty good considering the kind of track they've gotten. I mean, this is not a track that has really anything in it for the bowlers.
It's a national highway.
Yeah, it's an absolute national highway at Uppal. And the fact that they actually managed to pull things back very nicely in the middle overs, I think serves them well. Yeah, I think that little bit of a flourish in the end from Jitesh Sharma did ensure that they at least, were comfortably past the 200-run mark. But I still think these are less runs.
Well, a few, by the way, thinking when Jitesh was hitting those boundaries, maybe had he done things earlier.
Yeah.
100%. I thought, I'll be honest.
Exactly. I mean, see, Jitesh, if he has fallen out of contention, it's all due to his own doing. He had to give in consistent performances, knowing fully well that a Sanju, Rishabh, maybe an Ishan, they were all there in the reckoning. But unfortunately, that did not happen. And because of that, see, Jitesh ending it with a final flourish, no conspiracy theories there, folks, because Piyush Chawla stated, saved your best for the last in tribute to Rohit Sharma. So fans have gone overboard, said, oh, it's guaranteed. It's the final season of Rohit Sharma in IPL for Mumbai Indians. On the other hand, today, yes, a flourish has come, but too little, too late when it comes to Jitesh Sharma. And we all know that Travis Head's going to be the impact sub for SRH, and Arshdeep Singh is going to be the impact sub for Punjab Kings. Today, you're going to see an entirely Indian bowling lineup.
Oh my God.
That is a rarity of rarities in the IPL. When was the last time we had a full...
No, Delhi played.
Delhi?
Yes, after Andrek Nokia was dropped, there were times we played an all-India bowling attack.
Yeah, because they were playing, they're bringing
yes,
and all.
Ishant, Mukesh, Aksar, Kuldeep
and Lalit. Either Lalit or Sumit or one of these guys would
come. Exactly.
Oh yes. So
Rasik, don't forget Rasik.
Rasik Dar, I mean, I think he was
one
of the finds for the Delhi Capitals this season.
Absolutely. So there have been instances, but for Punjab it doesn't happen that often that you have a full Indian bowling lineup. Dear God, that if you look at that, see, you've got Rishi Dhawan there, Harshal Patel, Rahul Chahar, Harpreet Brar, Arshdeep Singh will be the impact sub. Oh my
And you got
god.
Rashid Dhawan also who can.
Yeah, I already mentioned Dhawan.
Okay.
So that is a lot of just purely Indian bowling. That's it.
Shivam Singh also can.
Yeah,
chip
Shivam
in.
Singh would also be bowling a bit.
Yeah.
But Rishi Dhawan on this track, I'm just worried for him a bit because he's not had a lot of game time, and this flat deck, you ask medium pacer like him to just come and bowl.
Okay, so have Punjab played all that 25? Just go down. I mean, you can see the squad down. I want to, because now we are approaching the season. Okay, look at Punjab Kings. Okay,
See, Tanay Thagarajan didn't play.
I think Prince Chaudhary hasn't played.
Prince hasn't.
Yeah,
And
Chris Wokes.
and Chris Wokes. And even Vishwanath Singh. hasn't
Vishwanath
played.
Singh, yeah, 3. Wow, so unlike Punjab Kings, 4 players didn't play in the entire season.
Correct.
Normally, they and Delhi Capitals, everybody plays.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
that's
for that matter, then you could say SRH also has a fair few who haven't really gotten a chance yet. There's a Jhataved Subramanian. Fazalak
Jhataved
hasn't played.
Subramanian, yes.
Fazalak hasn't played a game.
Yeah.
Akash Singh also. Anmol Preet I know has played a couple. But surprisingly, you've not seen a Glenn Phillips come in at all.
Yep, you haven't seen. Umran hasn't played.
Umran has played a couple of games.
Umran
Yes.
has
Yeah,
played
he's
one
played
game.
one or
Yeah,
two
he's-
games,
yeah,
but not a lot.
Lot
That's
of
why
lot.
it's easy to forget.
Two at
Even
most.
for that matter, Upendra
Yadav hasn't
played. So they've also actually, and that's a good sign, really. If
Yeah.
you don't feel the need to be making too many chops and changes, always the sign of a settled unit.
If memory serves me, I think Jataved Subramanian is from Hong Kong, if I'm not mistaken.
Seriously.
Yeah, I think he plays for Hong Kong. I don't know, I may be wrong, but Jataved Subramanian, when SRH bought him,
Oh yeah, there we go.
yes, Hong Kong. Yeah.
Oh, so technically then he'd count as an overseas player.
Yes, he is an overseas
Wow,
player.
okay.
Jataved Subramanian. So that's why.
It's not the WPL, no, where associate nation player doesn't count as foreign player, and then you
Well, you can play five.
You can play five,
So they
yeah.
count as foreign players. They're just allowed to play five.
You're just
Yeah,
allowed.
allowed to.
play,
Only
yeah.
Delhi Capitals had that advantage, now it's gone.
And they released it this year. Tara Norris.
Sarah Norris, what a good bowler. Yeah, she is. So, yep, this is the situation. 215, all permutations, all combinations finished on May 18th. It's a simple chase. You can achieve it in 19.5, 20.0, SRH, but they will not want to lose by a big margin because even if they win, it's not guaranteed. If it's a washout, then RR can go through because their net run rate will be better.
Interesting.
Because just have a look at the points table if we can.
Yeah, actually, just take a look at how it is the points can play because that's really the only thing. Otherwise, today
Yeah.
is the double dead.
Because, okay, if SRH win or if they lose today, that doesn't make any difference. 0.406 and plus 0.273, they would want to win this.
They'll have to see winning is the first thing that SRH have to do. If at all, they have to give themselves a chance. That's number one. Number
Correct.
two is hope that RR lose.
Correct.
Yeah,
Or
or
that'll
washed
be
out.
what then the fifth consecutive loss for RR.
Yeah.
But if it's a washout, then RR get a point.
RR
It won't
go
only
through,
No,
matter.
but then their net run rate
Net
will
run
be
rate.
better.
Right. Yeah.
That's the thing. Net run rate of SRH, if they win,
Yes.
it may not be that, it will not go that high, it will not go that, oh, but look at the clouds, man.
Dark.
Coming in from that side. I think, see, but the thing is, if it starts, if they start and finish 5 overs, you got a result. But if it rains, you got a 1 hour allowance. And then for a 5 over game, it will have to be around 7:25 or 7:30.
Do we have any idea what's the DLS bar score? Someone I'm sure would have put it out there because I think that would be important in the context of this game. There have been clouds hovering.
Yeah, and it's getting worse. And I think even the weather in Barsapara is not that good. So it is a big problem that you're facing. So today, it's going to be very interesting. It's an action-packed Monday, but in case of the IPL, it's slightly low-key. I think all the intensity was done yesterday. We all are reeling from that. It was a high-intense game, high-pressure game, no doubt about it. We are reeling from that. But today, already from the morning, you had good news with Satvik Sairaj, Ranki Reddy and Chirag Shetty winning. You had IPL, which is happening at this point, 2 very close games which we anticipate for the second and the third spot. Who's going to fill that up?
You also had a matter of privacy being brought up.
Oh yes, which we'll be doing a video now, and no handshake. MS Dhoni, that also, we will be bringing you videos as soon as the inning starts at this point, so do check that out. But predictions, folks, I got my prediction horribly wrong. I had stated 185 in the toss update.
Okay.
In the toss update,
85 on this road.
I thought 185 was, I thought it was a day game
But
at
then
Uppal. I thought it
Shane
was
and I
slightly
have the
slow.
benefit of hindsight now.
Yeah, exactly.
We can just predict the winner, maybe.
Yeah, you
No-
can
no
predict the
point-
winner. In before the match, who would you predict? Would SRH win?
I would have predicted SRH anyway,
Okay.
and I think I'm sticking with that. I don't think that they would be finding this too much of a problem.
I stick with SRH as well. It's got nothing to do with the color of my t-shirt.
Yeah.
But I just think that whole chasing bit, I think it's a bit overstated. They're not
Yes.
that bad perhaps, and today could just be the time for them to prove it.
Yep, I also think that SRH will win it because they have a good record against PBKS, 15-7 overall head-to-head. So that's why I think we are going to see Rishi Dhawan open the bowling.
Quite possible. You might very well see him up front because again,
Yeah.
there's really not much use for him otherwise.
And here come the brothers of destruction, Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma, or Travis Sheikh.
Shavishek.
Travis Sheikh. Travis Head is the impact sub because T. Natarajan has been impact subbed. But oh boy, Travis Michael Head. Another big knock coming from him?
Quite possibly. Quite possibly.
Yep. So, Mayank Madan is like saying, guys, who's winning Arsenal or City? Please do a watch along on UCL Mind or Manchester Derby. These
we'll
guys
analyze-
anyway have got a preview planned.
Yeah, a preview. I think we could actually do something, but I think preview makes no sense considering
Because what time
3
does it
hours
start?
time. 3 hours time the match will
8:30,
start.
yeah.
So we might end up coming joining you live after the game for sure. Once all the games are done, because I think that will be a very good time.
So that means all league games.
All 10 games happening together.
Yeah.
That's how it happens on the last day.
38th
So-
game for all clubs.
So European league competitions are done.
Done and dusted after this.
Yeah.
Because I think La Liga ended.
La Liga's ended.
Bundesliga has ended,
Leverkusen
yes.
French has ended. Serie A, I think, is still there's a couple of games left, but I'm not too sure. So I think, but by and large, yeah, we're winding down the season.
Yep. So you've got. He's
Oh, is there a twist in the tail? What a ball to get him with!
Beast
Oh,
of a ball.
God. Travis Head.
Did they change the track?
Arshdeep Rock, Travis Head shot.
shocked. My goodness. What a ball.
Ripper.
Please, Arshdeep, bowl that to him in the T20 World Cup. Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. Oh,
Pretty
really? This
please.
is low intensity. He says, okay, I'll preserve my best for the.
But best, no, there's no way anyone's touching. Look at that. It's
It's straightened.
It just straightened with the angle. Beautiful ball. Very, very good.
Wow.
And
What
looking
a
how
ball.
his bat came down, he didn't read the.
He didn't read
length.
it at all. He didn't read
He
it
didn't
at all.
read the
I
length at all.
mean, first ball you get it. Any batsman can get. But
By the way, yesterday also the last match that we saw also began with a golden duck.
yes,
CSK
Raj
versus-
Gaikwad.
Yeah, the second
Yeah,
innings
yeah.
began with a golden duck. Could it be an omen?
It could be an omen. I think SRH. It looks like we have got it all sealed then. Supposing if it stays this way, SRH versus RCB, RR versus KKR.
Yeah, and if SRH lose this, then for RR the second game becomes
Immaterial.
totally irrelevant because they have sealed the second spot anyway.
By the barest of margins.
There are some margins indeed, considering there'll be 4 losses in, and if things go well, could very well be entering the playoffs with 5 losses.
Yeah.
Imagine.
And I think one game of theirs got washed out. No.
RR, no.
Oh,
KKR,
GT.
yeah, GT have had 2 washed out, one against KKR, one against SRH. So they're GT really are the bad luck team in that regard.
RR, see you.
If-
There's a lesson there for all teams, and which are starting the tournament well is so important. RCB have been under pressure for the last 20 days now. RR, even though they've been on a losing streak, don't have to worry about much because they've been sitting pretty in the top 2 for a while now.
Yep.
And it all happened because they had that good start to the season.
Rahul Tripathi. Wow. After so long, he's back.
I've forgotten what he looks like.
Yeah. And he gets off with the boundary. But-
Very interesting.
So yes, look at Pawan wanting to show us the points table, but more important, look at he wants to highlight us the Q next to his team RCB and Chennai Super Kings eliminated. But imagine if SRH lose this, CSK will be cursing. Why couldn't you have? Why GT didn't beat them because of the rain? Why didn't the rain relent? Why didn't GT beat them? Because if GT and PBKS both had beaten SRH, CSK would have gotten through.
Correct?
Because look at the net run rate, 3.92, 2 losses could have dented them. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, so by the
Let's
barest of margins,
Let's take a couple more questions and call it quits because we don't want to be going on
Yeah.
for too long also. Syed Basel points out that if SRH PBKS is a washout, then number of wins will come into factor. Yeah, actually, because then they'll be level on points, right? But will number of wins come into factor? Won't it come down to net run rate then?
it will come down
Yeah,
to
net run rate will be the first
isn't
thing.
it? See, if the net run rate is equal, then number of wins might come into the factor. But see, even if it's a washout, and
First will be net run rate.
it
Yeah,
will be
first
net run
will be
rate.
net run
See,
rate.
if it's washed out, But if it's a no result, they get a point. They
Yeah.
get to 16.
Which is the same as RR. And if RR lose, then actually SRH is second.
Yes. And on top of that, if RR KKR becomes a washout, then RR go through.
Exactly, because they'll be on 17 points. So
Yeah.
it hardly matters.
So I don't think the number of wins comes into the factor. It's only when net run rate is equal. But
Correct.
that rarely happens. So, okay. Sarat Chandra, to you, Shane. Last one, we'll take this.
Is the Star Sports era going to end because all players are pointing towards them? No. Hardly.
See, there is one player who's done. I'll be doing a video on that, so check it out. So let's see. We'll join you for the build-up of KKR, RR, and also the end of this game. Hopefully,
Yeah.
there is no rain.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Okay. Bye bye from me, Harshit, and Shane.